The New England Patriots getting ready for Sunday's game against the Chargers. A little practice in the snow. Lions fans familiar with that concept, even though the Lions didn't actually play in the snow. The Patriots could be playing in the snow on Sunday. Who knows? They may have some games in the elements before Super Bowl 53 if they make it. The Chargers have not lost a game away from L.A. this year. Gil Brandt has a great point. With 8 road wins, including the playoffs, and a home win in London, the Chargers became the 8th team since the merger to win 9 or more games outside of their home stadium in a season. The other 7 teams that have done it have all won the Super Bowl.
Wow, that's an impressive stat. Yeah. That really is.
And you think about it, the Chargers, when you have no home field advantage,
yes,
you're not flustered when you have to play on the road.
That's
you're always playing on the road.
Right.
At best, you've got half of the stadium that you play your home games in occupied by visiting fans. You're used to the noise. You're used to the distraction. And it does galvanize a team.
Definitely.
Doesn't it?
Definitely. Without question, Mike. You're exactly right there. Yeah, I mean, the team, they just feel like they're being cheated or not getting the respect they deserve. Look, we don't even get the respect at home. And, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if they always have to play with crowd noise in practice where they bring out big speakers and make you execute that way because, yeah, there's been a number of home games where you look up in the stands and you go, wow, they are completely outnumbered in the crowd, in the fan area. But the Chargers are a complete football team. And, you know, again, we've talked about the AFC being wide open. I don't think either one of us would be shocked if the Los Angeles Chargers went into New England and won a football game. I mean, in real talk, the Chargers have been a more consistent team all year long than the New England Patriots. And there's some areas that they certainly match up very well against New England. But the other thing is it is New England with a week off, and they got some areas they match up well with the Chargers as well. And now you got Belichick and McDaniels with extra time to prepare, and they are familiar with this defense, and that's where the matchup is intriguing.
Road game for the Chargers, road game for us. We're in Kansas City getting ready for the Colts-Chiefs game tomorrow.
I'm starving. I cannot wait.
We can't eat during the show.
Oh, okay.
You realize that. That's
really?
just not a good look.
Oh, I won't. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Maybe. I might order some food and take some bites during commercial breaks or something.
But, you know,
like
it's
that.
funny. Anytime I've ever seen a show like that where they like eat during the show, and I think how stupid that is, we may find ourselves right in the middle of that today. So yeah, it depends upon how good it looks.
I do feel kind of Seinfeld-ish here, right here. You know, it's like I'm Jerry and you're George, and this is great.
Really?
I'm Jerry.
At least let me be Kramer.
Okay, fine. All right, you can be Kramer.
All right, that's
you don't want to be Elaine?
No, I'll take Kramer.
Right.
I'll take Newman. Can I be Newman? Yeah,
Newman.
I always like Newman.
Hello, Newman.
So you talked about Rob Gronkowski earlier.
Yeah.
And that catch he made against the Chiefs.
Right.
That sealed the game, right? That back and forth,
yes.
one of the best games of the regular season. And at that moment, I thought, you know what? Is that the last significant play we saw from Gronk all year? And will we see anything from him? He still looks the same.
Yes.
But he hasn't played the same.
No.
Can he get back to the guy that we're accustomed to? Because they're going to need that if they want to beat the Chargers.
They are going to need that, certainly. And I think, no, I don't know if we're ever going to see the same Rob Gronkowski that we've seen in years past. I don't. I mean, I definitely think there's been a little drop in his talent level or explosiveness, ability to separate in one-on-one coverage, all of those. Let alone, I think you and I probably 50 times this year have just talked about that Rob Gronkowski doesn't seem as emotionally invested in the games like we've seen in years past. And, hey, he still might be, but, you know, usually he just showed us such excitement talking to defenders who were trying to tackle him, you know, being real animated when he scored a touchdown and doing the hard spike of the ball. We have not seen that. And I'm fascinated by this match, by Rob Gronkowski and what he does. One, because the Patriots want to run the ball. Two, unlike the Ravens of last week, the Patriots have 1 million play-action passes off their run game, which can make Rob Gronkowski, of course, more dangerous. But the other factor in this is the guy we love on the other side of the ball, Derwin James, who is already in the conversation for one of the best safeties in football. He is the type of player that, in some man-to-man situations, can really give a Rob Gronkowski a tough time.
Remember when he slid in round 1 back in April? People were like, why is Derwin James still on the board?
Right.
And he really has been a guy who's come in and contributed right away for the Chargers, made them better.
Yep.
And remember, this isn't a shock. They were 9-3 down the stretch last year.
That's right.
After they started off the year 0-4, they go 9-3 in the final 12. And there was a great exchange earlier this week between Bill Belichick and reporters. They were saying, you know, how surprised are you the Chargers have gotten so much better this year? It's like they were 9-3 down the stretch last year.
Right.
And they asked him a similar question. Like I just said, they were 9-3.
Yes.
I don't worry about the 4 losses to start the season.
Yeah.
This is a team that turned it around midstream and has continued it all the way into the second season. And to play the way they have, especially on the road, something's got to give. Chargers haven't lost a game outside of L.A.
Right.
The Patriots haven't lost at home.
Right.
And Tom Brady's never lost to Phillip Rivers.
Yes.
So a streak is going to end in a major way on Sunday, and it won't surprise me if the Chargers win. I've got to lean Patriots, in part because I feel like the Patriots are going to get some extra motivation from the fact that there's a perception that they're at the end of the road and that the time has passed them by, that Tom Brady is finally having his skills diminished, that Gronk isn't Gronk anymore.
Sure.
And I think Bill Belichick will know how to push those buttons just the right way to get those guys to be ready to go and ready to go out and prove to everyone they still have it.
Yeah, I mean, certainly. He's the master motivator, Bill Belichick. They're master.
A little snide comment here or there.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I mean, hey, listen, my time up there, I know that, Wes Welker, the coaching staff, they used to say Bill would, kind of needle Wes Welker just because they felt like he played better when he was a little angry. So Bill knows the buttons to push, certainly. Hey, and they'll also know if we win this football game, there's a very real chance that we know the Colts could maybe beat the Chiefs, and they could be hosting an AFC Championship game as well.
The rivalry really would be back on.
It really would be back on. And I envision this being more of a defensive type game. Unlike the other AFC game, I think this one is more in the 20-17, 23-20 range. I don't know how you feel about it, but the Chargers offense has not been playing very well as of late. They've been sputtering down the stretch. And the Patriots secondary, Mike, that's where I look at as one of the strengths of their football team. They have one of the best secondaries in the sport. This rookie J.C. Jackson, along with Stephon Gilmore, they're going to be able to match up on those receivers, and then maybe they double team a Keenan Allen on third down. That's the chess match I'm excited to watch.
The thing about the Patriots, when everything is going well, we don't notice it.
Right.
When it goes poorly, the Patriots,
how could they do that?
They're falling apart.
Right.
But they stabilized after the losses to Miami and Pittsburgh. They won the last 2 games of the regular season. They end up with a bye.
Yep.
And now they may be hosting the AFC Championship game or coming here to Kansas City next week and having a pretty good chance at beating the Chiefs. The site of the on-to-Cincinnati game from 2014.
Exactly right.
I mean, that would be get ultimate redemption.
That might be the matchup I look forward to seeing most.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.